Hello and welcome to the JTrain podcast. I'm JTrain, Jared Freid. I am joined by my two close friends and creators of the mega beast media company Betches, Jordana Abraham Marinelli and Sami Sage. Thank you guys for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
A pleasure. Welcome to the new JTrain podcast. Jordana, we did last week. Sami, you joined us halfway through last week.
Thrilled to be here for the whole thing.
We've got two of the three-headed monsters we call ourselves.
That's right.
Yep, that's us.
Aileen is out there somewhere looking out a window, staring at the same moon as us. So,
yes. Well, when Aileen sees this, she's going to be like, why didn't anyone ask me?
Well,
Jared, you're going to have to answer
Get
that.
ahead of it.
This is I'm sorry, Aileen. Next time. Listen, it was an open invitation.
Yes.
Well, she did just get back from maternity leave.
That's
we
what
did
I
schedule that.
She wanted to give her some breathing
scheduled
room.
this before I think she was technically back, or right
Right.
as she was coming back. So, next time we have the full monster.
The
Yes.
maternity leave thing, when you guys were like...
I don't mean Aileen, I mean the three-headed monster. Because there's three of
Nothing
us.
was better
three heads.
to go back into Betch's time for me. They used to have an office where it was 3 desks.
The tribunal.
Yes.
The
The
tribunal.
tribunal,
And
yes.
you'd walk in, and it was a mirrored background for the doors.
Yes.
So it just...
one seat right in the middle.
One seat in the middle, while 3 huge mega desk. It was like from The Office, with 3 women just staring down your throat.
Yes.
And they'd say,
Plead your case.
Tell us.
You have to look at all 3. It's very
Right.
challenging.
It was tough. Tell us why your meme is funny.
Explain your joke.
So I'm pumped to have you guys here. We have some amazing segments today. I wanted you guys to come on. You're now my married friends.
That's
wow.
weird.
Isn't that
You're
weird?
like second generation of married friends.
Yeah, you kind of are. You kind of
Right.
are the married friends that turned into like baby friends, like parent
Parents.
friends. Now they're like they have like
Kindergarteners,
real
bar mitzvahs.
things. Yeah, like
Right.
there's like real things going on. Now you guys have moved into the married friend group
We've
where
evolved.
and here's the thing, as a single person, here's what happens. And I want to call this segment Truth Serum.
Okay.
Because I think what happens is there's a divide. There's these. Sometimes it feels like it's warring. It's married people versus single people. You don't get it. No, you don't get it. And I think I can be the bridge between the two worlds.
Is it married or is it relationship people versus single people?
And
I
is
think-
it kids
do you think it
people
changes?
versus like non-kids, non-married? or-
Jordana and I kind of got into this last week in our episode. This idea of defending your turf of whatever it is. Move to Austin, in a relationship, single, 30s,
Yeah.
20s, millennial, Gen Z.
Your phase, your stage.
Right. You have to always defend this turf because there is this, and Jordana said it on the UA podcast way back when, like the internet is written in ink. So it's like you kind of have to defend where you put your name on the board until you get to the next phase of life.
Right.
And that's like the annoying part about this life that lives both online and offline. Is it happens a lot because you'll see as a married person, as a single person,
As a Jew.
as you know, it
I'm going
happens.
to speak for everyone.
Yeah.
Let me speak for the group. And so it is interesting to then go to the internet and put up a question box and get people to answer a little bit anonymously to get you a feel of what's going on from a certain
Yes.
group. Because here's what prompted this. I go to the grocery store. I'm trying to get a little bit healthier. I had some time. My brother's bachelor party got canceled. I have no shows legitimately.
That never happens for you.
Never happens.
Yeah.
It's like this is
You're
like
on vacation.
I'm on vacation right now.
Staycation.
Staycation right now. I'm on.
Well, now you're working.
This is work,
yeah.
but this doesn't feel
But
like
after
work.
this,
You know,
this
it's
is the
nice.
best part of work.
This is the best.
Now you know what everyone else feels like on like a Friday.
Right.
Yeah,
This
it's
is
like
my
they get
Friday.
to just go
Wow.
home.
When I get done here, I'm done.
That's
That
weird
is weird
for
for
you,
me.
I'm sure.
What do you, let us know what you end up deciding to do.
What-
I'm very
I mean,
curious.
I'm gonna go to a potluck as we discussed on
Right,
last
right.
week's episode.
That's 2 days away.
There might be some dates.
Okay.
So this
You're gonna be a normie. For the
I'm going to be a
weekend.
normie. I might go to Soho House on a Saturday just to see what it looks like because
Ooh.
I've
The
been there
pool's
on a
busy
Saturday.
at this season.
This season's the season. I've been there on a
Oh.
winter Saturday, and it is like the scene in Mean Girls where the people turn into animals and start attacking
Really?
each other. It's very.
Okay.
It feels very much like
It's a scene.
women are there to meet a guy.
I'm
That's
sure.
from my point of view.
Yes.
Does
So-
that make you more excited to meet someone there, or does it make you feel like
It's a little-
I am I'm helping them reach their goal for the day?
If I can be a goal
Or
to
do
be
you feel
reached.
objectified?
Yeah. The thing is, I think it's stressful because you're like watching all these people talking to people and you're like, who do I go talk to?
Right.
Like, will I go down a road that will be like the worst
Like
conversation
an
of my
unofficial
life?
mixer.
Right.
It does feel that way.
Okay.
The last time I was there, I'll give you an update on whether it's the same way. So I went grocery shopping because I was like, I have time at home where things won't go bad in my fridge.
Okay.
So Alex Turoff, who the nutritionist to the stars, I go follow at Alex with an I _Turoff. She sent me a bunch of things I should go get. So I go to the grocery store and I'm walking through and I saw all these couples in there. And I was like, nothing looks more miserable than going to the grocery store. This is my point. Do you guys go with your significant other with them to the grocery store?
Yeah.
We have
No.
a yes,
Yes.
and we have a no.
Yes.
Only if we are in the car and it's like on the way as a we almost wouldn't both go in. We would just one of us would run in and one of us would sit in the car.
No, we go together.
You go together.
We go together.
I love this.
Yeah.
So why do you go
We've
together?
had this discussion.
I love
Of
this.
like we could go separately. I think it's like a very boring. I mean, we've gone separately. It's not like we don't go separately.
To me,
Yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, go for it.
The grocery store experience with headphones in
Best.
is the most zen. Like it is equivalent to being in a spa with the background music playing, like sitting in a massage chair. Like it is
You like it.
actually the
Okay.
mental freedom to. First of all, you get to be a dreamer. You get to like, oh, maybe I'm this person.
could
Maybe
try
I'm
that
I
dip.
could try that. No, would I do that?
What a
Who would buy
mystery.
this? Judging people in your imagination.
Right.
And then I was looking at couples doing this, and I want to get back to why you guys go together because I think it's interesting. Yeah. I was watching couples, and it was just like a woman and like a dumb idiot boyfriend husband. No one looked dumber to me than him. Like her directing and him like, yeah, I guess I like mustard. Like it was like legitimately I've never felt more above another man
Okay.
in the way
You
I
never
felt
felt more
above.
secure in your position. In
I
the
felt
world
like
as a single man.
autonomous. I felt
Okay.
I felt like an
He had
actual
been like neutered.
It looked, yes. There was he did look like he was spayed. It was ballless, and they all looked, and the women were like put together, like they were like on it and knew it, and we got to get this and we got to get that, and he was just dumb oafy. He was in the way. He was
Did
in
you
my way.
Did you see
Okay.
any men who appeared to be married dads? Did you notice if there's people who appear to be coupled, but they're alone in the grocery store?
Yeah, they were more efficient.
Yeah, those
They
people
were-
aren't walking around like, whoa, which
No,
way do I go to
right.
the ice cream?
It
Like-
did right. Is it in the dairy?
Yeah.
No, and there was a couple men, when the men did have opinions in the relationship, I was like, this relationship is in trouble. Like they were like, there was like actual arguments going on. And I was like watching this and I'm like, and
No
I'm,
Sir Kensington's over Pines.
Well, it's a finance thing.
right, it became, there's money.
We don't need that.
discussions.
Right.
Put that back.
It's
Right.
all happening right in front of you. And I was like, I don't know. I was like wondering. I
Too
was
many
like,
decisions. You should not have to co-make so many decisions as a couple. It actually fucks with you.
Well,
Jordana.
Okay. Here's why.
As a couple grocery,
I
I
prefer
asked my one
different.
friend. I go, "Do you go to the grocery store with your wife?" He goes, "We go to the farmers market together." I go, "That is
That's
not what I am
different. That's
talking about.
different.
That's
It
an
is
event. That's the carnival."
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Jordana.
We go to the grocery store together. He goes without me. I prefer to go with him.
Mm.
I think it's kind of a boring thing to do, and so I like to do it together.
Interesting.
Also, it makes it go faster. Because I'm like, you go get this shit, I'll get the other shit.
Right.
We'll meet here, and then we're done in like half the time.
It's like your own version of like Double Dare.
Yeah, it's like
you
neither
got
of
to
us
work as a team.
Yeah, and then we're like, okay, well, like, what do we want for dinner?
Is there a discussion in the place? You don't do this before you
We
get
do
there.
some prep. We do like, well, what do you want to eat this week?
Okay.
And then it's discussion of like who's cooking what if we're doing that.
Do you think going to the grocery store has made you a stronger couple?
In some ways.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's nice. We like to do like I think the more boring chores or errands are made more fun by doing them together.
For being on my phone, having the podcast in my ear.
Right. Well, then I guess you're making a good case.
Yeah.
Because the case you're making is for the couple to get to know each other through food, through the economization of food, through the creativity of getting of what do we make tonight. You're getting to know each other on a different level, even though that's not being said.
Well, it's teamwork.
Teamwork, right?
Yes,
But when's the alone time then?
She hates when he's alone.
Well, he can go without me. It's just like if I'm the one who has to go, I'm like, you can either go or like I'll go and we go together.
If I'm going, you're coming with.
Yeah, but if you want to go without me, that's fine.
But when's your alone time?
All the time. I go on walks by myself. I'll he watches football. I do my own thing. I work out. I do whatever.
You're getting it in other places. To me, maybe this is
maybe
more...
when you have kids, it's more like, oh, why would you both?
Well, I will say for one reason is like we have our dogs. So like one person usually goes out and does errands while the other person's like home with the dogs or working. And like we also have kind of opposite, like it's not opposite schedules, but it's like our schedules are both pretty flexible. So it's like one person can go run out during the day while the other person's working. But we've done the supermarket sweep. If we're like, let's say we're hosting people, we'll like go together if we know there's like a lot of stuff to carry. But like we're usually not going to do errands that one person can do as two people, but we'll do errands that are for two people as two people.
You know what's so interesting about this conversation? I'm happy we're doing it, and it's making me like this segment even more.
Okay.
You're making me appreciate my alone supermarket time even more. You're making me want to have a partner to do grocery shopping with.
Duality.
Right. There's a yin and a yang to this.
You can feel both at the same
You also
time.
don't have to do the same thing every time. You go grocery shopping a lot of times in your life.
But this is the point of Truth Serum. I want to hear an honest answer.
Okay.
Because I looked at the couples in the grocery store and I go, ugh.
Gross. Right.
And then I'm like, who can I say this comfortably to?
Well, it sounds like you were witnessing people, like guys who were being like dragged along and didn't have any like agency in the decision at all. And so you were like watching people, you were watching like the worst scenario.
Right.
But you think about the guys who just walk.
Fun?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. If you're like having some fun with, like we had some fun with it. We were then we got into a checkout line.
Also, Mike, your husband likes fun things to eat.
You're
in different aisles.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't know this, Mike is a known, 90s snack kid.
Vanilla, orange, Pepsi person. Yeah.
Right. He's eating fruit by the foot.
I'm in a time machine.
Yeah, which is kind of fun. That adds a little adventure to it. I'm in fucking saltine land.
We get on the line on Sunday. We're about to check out. And then suddenly, there's a crisis. The woman in front of us is trying to pay with a check.
Oy.
The
way what you just said hit me in the stomach. There might be replay that on the YouTube.
Because you're trying to pick the right aisle.
A check?
That's why you have to split up in the lines.
Well, I mean,
I would need someone to talk to about. I need a therapist.
That's what I'm saying. It's like then I was like very glad he was there because I'm like, did you see this?
I mean, the person behind the registers probably doesn't even know what a check is.
And then she has to call over the other person and tell her manager that this person's trying to pay with a check.
No, that is if you're paying with a check, you should go direct to the return line. You know that one office window?
Yeah.
That's where you go directly to.
That's true.
That's crazy. How long did it take them?
How old were they?
Well, eventually, this was like we were waiting 5 minutes, and then we were like, we got to just get out of this line.
Yeah,
we can't.
I would need to leave.
It took more than 5 minutes to write a check.
No,
she's asking questions.
It was like she was insisting on paying with the check. The cashier was like, we don't take checks.
Yeah, they probably don't even have the technology.
Can't they make
anymore.
it out to cash?
That's like what my mom used to do when I was younger.
Can't they make it out to cash?
Right. Yeah, that's not like a modern thing.
No,
but you can make it out to cash, but then you have to trust that the other person has enough money for you to take it out.
It's completely from another time. Like, we have left that. That's the horse and
no
buggy
one is
at this
paying
point.
with a check anywhere.
I would need to leave the line loudly so that the person knows a line is being left by people because of what they're doing.
How old were they?
I don't know, like 50.
That's too young.
Too young.
To be
I
paid.
agree.
To be. You got it. If you're 80, you can have it.
Anyway,
I
I enjoyed having someone to discuss the absurdity.
I would have
been texting.
Both appreciate my life alone and aspire for different in the future.
For sure.
Single people. I went to my Instagram stories. Your married friends are on Truth Serum. What would you ask them?
We've taken Truth Serum.
So you two are on Truth Serum, and I need to just say, the questions say more about how single people feel about married people than it does about married people at all, or how they feel treated.
Okay.
Because
it's a projection.
These questions, if we can get closer.
I don't have my glasses, so I can't read them.
Do you think one could have been, do you think you could have done better? How do you sleep through the snoring and night terrors?
I'm the snorer.
How often do you do the dirty? I don't get it. Okay.
What don't they get?
What's not to get? How'd you deal with the icks that you get after marriage? Do you still give blowjobs? Do you think you actually be crushing it on the apps if you were single?
No.
If they were jealous of, are you jealous of my single life? Did you settle? These questions.
These are
great questions.
They're great questions.
They're exactly what I would want. What I would want to be asking someone else.
Well, it does show the incredible amount of fear. If you're single, did you settle? What is when's the last time you had sex? It keeps going. How often? How often do you have sex? Are you happy? To me, there's fear.
Yeah.
These questions that are up, and we'll get rid of all the names and stuff and post all that stuff. What would you do differently if you could start over? A lot of these, to me, are under the headline,
do you regret being married?
Do you recommend marriage as a institution?
I mean, here's the thing. I can't recommend anything to anyone other than, like, you know yourself. I know myself.
Cop-out answer, but I agree.
No, but it's not. Here's the thing, it's not. I can talk about, I'll answer all these questions for myself, but they're not going to really help someone else. Like, I know people who would have very different answers than me, and they're also married.
Of course. We're not speaking. We are people with microphones, so we are in the position to speak with people.
Speak for everyone.
For everyone who don't have microphones. I guess the settle conversation is such a one that is so interesting that gets asked, because it's like, I would, even them asking the question tells me what they think of their friends.
They're worrying about that. Like, I don't feel like, I'll say I don't feel like I settled. I don't feel like any of our friends feel like they settled.
No, I don't think so. I mean, I think it's the question of, did you settle? And I think when you're single for a while, there does seem to be this feeling of, like, other people are putting up with a lot of this shit that I, like, don't want, especially if you're the breaker upper.
Right.
Where you're like, other people seem to be able to overlook all these things that annoy me about these people that I break up with. Mm-hmm. So they must be settling.
Right. And when am I, and I can speak as a single person, when am I going to get that fairy dust feeling? And how do they get it? And I have it.
Right.
And the fairy dust feeling, I think, is blown up by these people and matted down by the people who are married. Because I think looking back, it's easier to go, that was a moment where I was like, I had a feeling that this is someone that I felt comfy, cozy with, that I could spend the rest of my life with. And to them, it's like, when is someone going to smack me across the face? And it's not a smack across the face is my assumption.
Well, I think the longer you're together, it's not like you are fairy dust magically, like, obsessively in love all the time when you were married. That's just not realistic. Should you have that in the beginning? Of course.
Right.
And then it becomes, start with that, you're kind of, that's when you know you've settled. If you didn't feel at some point early, at least very early, that you were like, and like in the first year, that like you feel like
excitement.
Yes, the excitement for the next thing, the excitement that you're getting closer, then you probably maybe are settling if you've never felt that way about this person.
Well, I think it just means different things to different people. And some people, I think, never get that feeling. I think there are people out there who are like, just never get that excited about people.
Right, but I also think that it's like when the doctor says, "Is the pain 1 through 10?"
Right, that's subjective.
I don't know what your pain. We can't feel what other people feel, but we're talking about these things all the time. Right. You don't talk about the pain. We don't talk about as much. Right. We talk about the I felt the thing, and you go, well, what am I? Maybe I felt it already.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, you know if you felt it. You know if you
the Logan Ury maximizer versus satisficer kind of thing, where it's like there are some people who always feel like they could be more into someone. They're into them, but they have these issues, and I could find someone even better. And there are other people, I think, who are like, this person's great. They have shared values. They're not looking for what's wrong. They're looking for what's right. And I think that's almost, I heard that on a podcast once. I forget which one it was, but I think that's almost the key to having a good relationship is looking for what you like, not looking for what you don't like. Because you can find things in either way unless you're completely delusional.
Mm-hmm. I agree. This is a good conversation. The sex stuff. How would you answer? Like, it seems the fear is like I have a female audience. So this is from a lot of women.
Right.
And there seems to be a fear of like, when's it, am I heading towards this? But I would say as a single person, I'm not having more sex as a single person than in a relationship. I would be more sexual in a relationship than I am out of it.
Right.
But I guess the adventure of could someone new fall into my arms tonight, that almost makes it feel like more numbers, but it's really more of a feeling. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's more of a feeling of like hopeful, like of excitement, I think, of like someone
will
new.
we or won't we?
Anything new is always going to be like a little bit more exciting than someone that you, or something or anything, an experience that you've had many times before. Mm-hmm. So you're probably having more of it. Is it as thrilling as like you're having sex with someone for the first time? That's like very exciting.
Yeah, it is exciting. And also, generally, it's more the excitement than the fun. Like I would say, like I've said relationship sex
more fun,
right? More fun because you know the person, but also, but sometimes knowing the person holds things back. You go, I already know they don't like these things, or I already know they'll judge me. I know them in a way, whereas the new person,
maybe they're
right, but then you also like
I don't even know.
Doesn't even know. Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. I think that I think people think like, oh, married people never have sex. I don't really feel like that's true. Like, I feel like I'm kind of having the same amount of sex I had in a relationship, but like not, I don't know. I haven't had a baby. So like, I feel like when that happens, there
people
are
say
things,
when there's kids, I think that
is actually the change. Cause like, I just don't think.
Right. Well, when you get married, then you move in, you go, we already moved in where this is the same.
Right.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
I mean, I think you never have as much sex with anyone as much as you did in the first like 5 months of dating.
Right.
Yeah. It's never going to be.
But even when you're single or like looking for someone, you're probably not having sex with in general as I mean,
I'm saying no one is having more sex than someone who has been dating for less than a year.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
That's the most sex you have in your life that year.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, let's go to a different segment. It's called TikToks That Made Me Feel. I like TikTok because I'm like, wow, I didn't think I'd feel that way. Like sometimes you get to a video. Let me give you an example.
You cry ever when you watch TikToks?
I don't think I've ever cried from a TikTok. I cry. I'm a crier.
I've never seen you cry.
Most flights.
What?
I've it's not planes. There's something
you don't want to leave home?
Planes.
Actually, there is like a chemical thing where people cry on planes. I've read about it. I'll find it.
It's a chemical thing. A new study found no evidence of increased crying resulting from
maybe
altitude.
the study was that it doesn't make you cry.
I think
why do you cry?
Because there's a quiet to it. There's a time to think.
Like a reflection?
People ask, there may even be hormones triggered by hypoxia.
Is it because there's no Wi-Fi?
Yes.
In that
my phone doesn't work.
Wi-Fi.
For the first 10 minutes of the flight,
I think there's something about like, okay, you're like looking out the window. Like you're on the way to a new place. All the possibilities of
Right.
There's something very
I have cried on planes, but I don't think
same.
There's
I
nowhere
love
to
crying.
be.
No one's looking at you unless you're like next
I
to
mean,
like, you know.
if someone were crying on the plane, I would definitely be looking at them.
Well, how close?
Thanks.
What if you're not sitting next to that? Like, okay, if you're in a window seat and you're just sort of like you have your hat and your hoodie, you're like, I'm gonna shoot.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you're like, you have to have a window seat and you have to go like this.
Right. I'm not saying like you sit in the middle of the plane and like bawl.
So
I don't think you do that.
I think also
just
like
tears up.
if I it's a reflective moment. You have nowhere to be. You have music on if you're listening to music, and you're just like,
in your
music.
you're just there to think, and you're like, why am I thinking about that? And I think you just and I've had happy tears. I've had sad tears. Sometimes I'll be going somewhere. I'm like, and I'll go, I can't believe I'm going here to go tell jokes to strangers. And that will make me cry because I'll go,
cool.
Yeah, because I'll go,
living the dream.
In what world? Living the dream is a part of it. And it's also like, how did you get here? And you kind of think back and you get like a little bit, you go, what in life took me to this spot? Or you'll like remember like someone, like I get like a night, you get messages, we get messages, all of us, from people. We always talk about the negative ones, but you get messages sometimes that really bring you to your knees. You go, like, because someone was sitting.
Not only felt that way, but felt that way enough
to write you and let you know, like, and people I think because we are more open than most people have to be.
Right.
We have to go out and give our opinions, and to some people, that's the craziest thing in the world. Public speaking is some people's biggest fear in their life. They say, I can't even imagine that ever. And I'm like, there's much scarier fucking shit.
It's the most thing ever.
Right. So, but then when they say to you, this one thing really like helped me through whatever time it was, you go, what a world, and you have that moment. So it's kind of tough to avoid those feelings. That's what I'm talking about on TikTok. So now on TikTok,
okay, Aristotle.
Sometimes I'm scrolling through, like I didn't realize that I would like people washing rugs.
Oh
like,
yeah,
right.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
And someone commented. I'll give a negative comment. We get more positive than negative, so let's not give power to the negativity. But they were like, this is low-hanging fruit to talk about videos on TikTok. No, they said, what did they say? They said this is lowbrow humor.
Lowbrow.
No, this is to me the highest of brows, to admit to your feelings while getting that's why TikTok's so powerful. That's
why did it get on your algorithm?
Right, yeah. Who am I? So there are points where I'm watching a rug get cleaned and I'm like, why does this feel good? Like someone's massaging my brain. It's in fast forward. How did they know that I would feel good? There's other people who feel the exact same way, that this has millions of views.
Right, I'm not the only one.
I'm not alone. So
we all share this.
What does this TikTok make you feel? Let's go to Baklava Bay, who is the new Salt Bay. This guy, he does literally nothing. He takes out a baklava. Now, what is a
baklava again?
It's
phyllo, and
it's like a Greek
phyllo
dessert,
honey,
right? Okay.
And nuts, but then he puts ice cream in the middle, and it's him doing like a show, but it's like not a show. Like I don't know. Look at he puts it in this person's mouth.
It's raw dough.
That's the ice cream.
No, phyllo is like very thin.
Like from a spinach
You had
pie.
baklava.
Okay.
This to me shows me the magic of personality, because this guy got dressed. He put on some weird looking glasses and a.
This is his thing.
And this is his thing. He's going crazy on the internet. It just
kind of makes you think like everyone has a job in this world.
Right. Everyone's got something.
And like this guy is like doing his thing.
Well, that's the beauty of it, is like it doesn't matter what you do, you can do something so special.
Yeah.
That can make someone go, how about that guy with the baklava?
You have the power to make it that way.
You know why I think this is appealing? I think it's because we're so used to like everything we have coming and feeling very manufactured. And I think like most of us, you go into a grocery store, we'll get seamless, and like you don't really like, I think you were saying like the power of the personality. I think this is like the power of like the show of how your stuff gets made. Because like I think if we actually like stopped and thought about it, like it's really fucking crazy that like someone made Like, how do you even get a baklava phyllo dough? Like someone made like these wheat pieces and like, how did that get there? Like when you think about it, it's actually like really cool. And I think it just feels like, you know, the people that he's feeding it to, they're always going to remember the guy who fed me the baklava.
It's like meditative.
It
right.
It just
There's
like,
other ones where
feels
he comes
cool.
out where it comes out in a full-on suitcase. He is now playing this up like he has doing.
Does he have brand deals?
He's getting close to it. Like this guy is like a real time. And then people are doing copies of him. There was like a dad that was like me making my kids a PB&J, and then he's watching the dad and he's doing the whole thing with the knife and everything. I don't know. This guy comes up now every day.
Okay.
He's in your algorithm.
I am fully a baklava bay guy. Okay.
We love an artisanal video.
Alaska Airlines, this door came off of the flight. Have you seen this yet?
The door came out of the flight.
I've heard a lot about the flight.
So the door came off the flight. Now there's so there's the door. It's off the flight. I'm happy to know that a plane can land like this.
It wasn't that far off
And
the
no one
ground.
is like screaming.
It was
That's
like
nice.
it was like mid.
No one seems to be freaking out.
That is kind of the scariest part to me is no one's like, I guess once the door's off after the initial shock and I was like, okay, we're like
Some guy made a video about how he like went and bought like shorted Boeing shares while this was happening from the plane.
From the plane. Like the
Yeah.
internet's still
You're
working.
like, yeah, like,
I mean,
he was on like,
that's a savvy
web
That's a great
person.
move.
Yeah.
I mean, but he should have, he posted about it.
How do you know it was-
You know, he posted like, is this technically insider trading?
No, I don't think
Not
so
if
at
you're-
all.
No, it actually isn't.
You know, he
but-
doesn't have any information no one else does.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, no, it's actually
That's
not.
public
Yeah.
as it gets.
Very smart.
Well,
Yeah.
here's an underrated part of the story that got sent to me. I got a DM. So if I read this tweet, okay, so the door, Boeing share prices have been taking another nosedive. Okay. The airline has grounded all 65 of the Boeing 737-9 aircraft after an incident where a boy's shirt was torn off him and sucked out of the plane. Lucky there were no other injuries except that boy's soul. Can you imagine? The door comes off the plane and you're like on the plane talking to maybe a woman next to you. You're like, hey,
The
where
boy.
are you from?
How right to me, I'm thinking he's like,
The woman,
I'm picturing like a 12-year-old.
a woman
Yeah.
wrote to me that her ick would be being next to the guy whose shirt
It's like
got
a man.
torn off his
That's
body.
if there were a man, for sure.
I put myself in the shoes of the people on the plane.
It says
I'm
boy,
imagining, well, let's say it's me on
Okay.
the Delta Comfort flight.
That's like great meet cute.
The door, I'm midway through this flight. We're taking
it's
off.
great if you have abs.
Right.
Glenn
Wow.
Powell would be great
What
for
if,
this.
yeah, Glenn Powell. What if I'm on the flight? All of a sudden my shirt gets torn off. Hey, what's going on?
I don't understand how
Whoosh,
they get.
and now I'm sitting there naked. Hey, hope this plane
That's tough.
lands. Want to go get dinner afterwards? And just this shirtless guy. I can't imagine being more uncomfortable in the world than being the
With the
guy
door.
whose shirt
Yeah.
flew off
Not
his
a sexy-
body.
Wait, can I just
sexy
need
look,
to understand how it
Unless you
got
are,
off.
unless you're, if you've got a hot body, then it's like Superman. You're like, whoa.
Yeah. I need to understand how it went off. Like your arms are on. Did it just rip?
Yeah, that I don't get either.
Listen, my whole understanding of planes, if the door came off,
The whole thing's over.
Half the seats flew out the window.
See, that's what happened. Lost.
And then also what happened in
Yellow
Air
Jackets.
Force One.
Yeah.
Like all these movies, every movie we've ever seen where the door comes off, one row at random, whoosh, out the door. The idea, I would rather be taken out fully than have just my shirt taken
on.
off of my body. I can't imagine a most
Shirt or pants?
horrific fate.
What would you prefer?
Pants.
Pants are gone.
No, then you're
That's
Winnie
even
the
more-
Poohing. You're
that-
like even more embarrassed.
That's even more unfuckable. Just my pants, I'm in my t-shirt. I'm Winnie the Poohing.
Shirt off. Shirt off.
I'm in a moo-moo.
Shirt off. No.
I mean, I want
Pants and underwear off.
off those
Or
or
shirt.
shirt. I'm taking pants and
Shirts.
underwear. I don't know, shirt.
Shirts.
Shirts better come off than the pants.
I'd rather be fully
penis is
naked than
out?
one of the other.
Here's
Okay.
the thing, like I think that the woman's adrenaline would probably be so high that she like wouldn't even be able to distinguish it between like attraction and ick.
Yeah, she
Then
might
I
just
would
make
be
out
like-
with you because it's like
she'd
a
be
life or
like-
death moment.
Like
But you're the only one on the plane who anything happened to. You're the
Think
only
about
one.
your-
Everyone else, you're just
Jared,
the one person whose
she's
shirt
thinking-
flew off of your body.
she's thinking of the Our Story page. She's thinking of
That's
the,
true.
of-
That's a good art story.
She's thinking of the rehearsal dinner speech.
Well,
I
it would
mean-
depend how you covered your body.
The blanket
It came off, and then
Like
you're
if
like,
I'm in the seat going like this, Aye!
Right.
Like,
no, you just need to be
door
cool
flies
about
up.
it.
I
if
mean,
you're confident about it, it
Yeah,
comes
you
off
got to
and
be
you're
confident
like,
about it.
even worse, the door flies off. I make a horrific noise. I go, ah! And then
That would be the embarrassing.
the shirt off my body flies out the door. And now I'm sitting there going, yeah,
No, you
so
wouldn't cover your body.
where in the city
Yeah.
do you live?
That's like someone playing with a voodoo doll for you.
Right.
Yeah.
A voodoo doll.
A
That
door
would
off.
be, if you want to
Jared,
really
you
fuck
can
with me.
Sue, no, think how much you can sue this airline for.
I mean,
For
at
the
least the
emotional
price of the
damages.
t-shirt.
Right.
No,
Emotional
no.
pain.
No. You got millions on this. The fact that your shirt flew off your body,
Mm.
the millions you could make, she better
She better
I'm
get with
kidding.
me.
I'm kidding.
Okay,
But,
so
yeah.
now on the subject of couples, this couple has come up on my feed a lot lately. JTrain Podcast is sponsored by DraftKings. I'm a DraftKings user. I love DraftKings. It's a great app. It's a great way to have fun with any game that's going on live. And I will say to you right now, it makes the party more of a party. You can take $1 and put it on a team, and now you just joined a bunch of fans cheering like an animal. That's fun. And I'm going to be betting on the big game. I'm going to be betting the under, which they do the combined score. There's a number, and I think that the combined score will be under that number. So if you want to join me, that is a bet I will definitely be making. And here's the deal. New customers can bet on the big game and turn $5 into $200 instantly in bonus bets. What does that mean? You put in $5 and it's going to give you 200 bonus credits, and those can be used to bet on future games and can be turned into future dollars. It's a great deal. The Super Bowl is already exciting, but betting with DraftKings adds a whole new level to the fun. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code JTrain. New customers can bet $5 to get $200 instantly in bonus bets, only on DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 58 with code JTrain. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER, or in West Virginia, visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY, which is 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please pay responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 plus age varies by jurisdiction, void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. See dkng.com/football for eligibility and deposit restrictions, terms, and responsible gaming resources. The JTrain podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp. I love what BetterHelp is doing. It's giving a way for you to get into professional therapy. It's a way to make it accessible. I will say this. I'm a person that doesn't know where to reach out, ends up Googling, therapy, and then gives up. So I think this is a great option, especially this time of year. The weather's, crappy. You're in your head. There's more time to spend alone. There's less events. This is kind of the time of year that's nice to work on yourself. Keeping relationships healthy can be tough. Whether things are challenging at home or at work or at school, therapy can be a great tool to work through things. You get to talk to a licensed therapist who can help you see your blind spots and can kindly guide you to being the best version of yourself. They're there whenever you need to talk and can give you an outside perspective on anything you're going through. Here's what I love about this. You can do it in the car. You can go for a drive and just put in your AirPods and talk to a therapist. What a great way. Accessible. That's the word I'm going to use. The whole thing is entirely online. And also there's a marketplace. So you can go on to a website that's built for you to find therapy. That's a great tool. You get to schedule your own therapy dates and times. You can choose between meetings over video calls, on the phone, or even by message. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with your therapist. That's good too, because it's going to be matched to you. If your first match isn't a perfect fit, you can switch at any time for no additional charge. Therapy can not only strengthen your relationships, but it can help you become your own soulmate, whether you're looking for one or not. Visit betterhelp.com/JTrain to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, betterhelp.com/JTrain. If you want to smell good this Valentine's Day, you've got to try Lumi. Lumi is a whole-body deodorant. You can put it on your pits, your bits, or your feet. I like that. Here's the thing. I have Lumi. All you care about Does it work? Yes, it works for me. And I will say they have flavors that I refer to as delicious. Yes, I have the toasted coconut underarm deodorant stick, and it's like you want to eat it. You do, and it's available. They got a bunch, and I'm sure if the toasted coconut is that good that I want to eat it, the rest are pretty good too. They have fresh alpine, lavender, sage. They got. I hope I'm reading this right. Peony rosé. You know when you take a name of something, you're like, it must be so fancy that I have to say it fancier. Peony rosé. Well, listen, whatever that is, I'm sure it smells delicious. The toasted coconut I can speak to. It has a pH optimized formula for safe use below the belt and controls odor for up to 72 hours. So here's the other thing, options. Solid stick, cream stick, and a tube version that you just rub in like a lotion. Isn't that great? So you could put it anywhere. You could rub your feet in it and have like kind of a spa day, like a Walmart version of a spa day. That's fun. Lumi's starter pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, and 2 free products of your choice. They got mini body wash, deodorant wipes. They got a bunch of things you can choose from. Free shipping too. As a special offer for listeners, new customers get $5 off a Lumi starter pack with code JTrain5 at lumideodorant.com. That's over 40% of your starter pack when you visit lumideodorant.com. Use code JTrain5. This is a great offer. I will add on to this because you're going to try a bunch of their stuff, and if one of those things becomes a part of your daily routine, that's well worth it. Life can get super hectic. Spending quality time with your partner can take a back seat. The Paired app helps you to connect with your partner every day so you can learn new things about them and remember why you fell in love in the first place. It's so easy to use. You and your partner both download the app, Pair, together, and each day you'll get a quiz or a question to answer with questions like, how do you personally express your love for your partner? And quizzes like, how's your sex life? And fondness and admiration. You'll constantly find yourself having new conversations. Here's the thing I've been in relationships, and it's hard because you button up the relationship. You go up the shirt, you button up to the top, and then if you forgot to ask something early on, it feels weird to bring up now. So like, this quiz, how's your sex life? You can't just randomly bring that up. That would be hard to do. This gives you a reason to talk about things that you didn't even know you had to talk about, or maybe you've wanted to, but you've avoided. I love what Paired's doing. They've gamified communication. And that takes a lot of the emotional stress off of it. I love this. It's such a fun and easy way to stay connected with your partner in the midst of a busy life. Also, it's like you're kind of talking, having these deep conversations while the day is going on. That's kind of fun. Whether you're just a few dates in or have been together a long time, it's time to lighten the mood and have fun with your partner by using Paired. Head to paired.com/JTrain to get a 7-day free trial and 25% off if you sign up for a subscription. Just head to paired.com/JTrain to sign up today. Connect with your partner every day using Paired. A happier relationship starts here. I love this. Being the best dressed person in the room sounds really difficult to achieve, but it's seriously easy. Indochino is your one-stop shop for everything you need to look incredible no matter what you're up to. Going to a wedding? Get a custom suit from Indochino starting at just $3.99. It'll be made to your exact measurements, and you get to choose everything down to the buttons, vents, pockets, and lapels. Maybe you're headed to a more casual get-together. Check out their casual button-downs and camp shirts that come in both solids and cool patterns to shake things up. I am of the opinion that brand and cost do not matter at all. Fit is fashion. When it fits, you look fashionable. I feel that way. I walk more confidently when I know the pants fit me right. Fit is fashionable. That's what Indochino's all about. And that's why I love it, because you're going to get the right fit. I don't care if you're wearing high-end clothes, but if they don't fit, what are we doing? Stop settling for stuff off the rack. And listen, most of us are not off-the-rack bodies. That's the thing. We've been trying to live an off-the-rack life when we're not off-the-rack people. So They have hundreds of high-quality fabrics to choose from in a huge range of colors. You can design a look that shows off your style without breaking the bank. Dress better than the other guys with Indochino. Go to Indochino.com. Use code JTrain to get 10% off any purchase of $3.99 or more. That's 10% off at INDOCHINO.com with code JTrain. What a great Valentine's gift. An Indochino suit. A guy needs it. Guys like to feel good when they fit in their suit. Go for it. Indochino.com, code JTrain. Via. Shake up your sex life with Via. Adding a little THC into the bedroom can totally enhance the experience. Their best-selling High Love Gummy will take things to the next level. It contains aphrodisiac herbs with a low dose of THC to awaken the senses, increase blood flow, and add intensity. I've been saying this for years, that the best part about THC is the qualities of enhancing the things in the bedroom. I believe this. I've done this. This is great. I love that they've made it for the bedroom. This is great. Via is a fantastic option. Also, there's a little bit of a placebo effect in here where it's like you and your partner, the act of having the Via together enhances everything. We're thinking about it. We both are on the same page. We want this to be a fun experience. That mentally adds to it. Via has a ton of gummy options both with and without THC. So no matter what you're looking for, there's something for you. Each type of gummy has their own unique strengths and effects that can revolutionize your daily routines. Whether you want to get better sleep, I've had the sleep one from Via. It's good and it helps. Ease anxiety, take a little trip. Via legally ships in all 50 states with discreet packaging right to your door, no medical card required. Let the gummies work their magic. If you're 21 or older, check out the link to Via in the description and use code JTrain to receive 15% off and a free sample. Ooh. Take your passion and pleasure to a whole new level with High Love from Via Hemp. They go by, her name's Campbell. He calls her Pookie.
Vintage Chanel from CC. Red is like the color of the season, so I've been wearing this bag.
And the color of the dog.
All the time. Revolve top, candy shorts. These are actually shorts. They look like a skirt. And then Tony Bianco boots.
My boots are Lucchese, cherry black, crocodile, page jeans, onward reserve shirt, onward reserve hat, back-to-back champs.
Okay.
Go dogs and go Refs.
So you got to check out this couple. They are odd, to put it mildly.
Where are they from?
So
Give us the rundown.
So the rundown is, I think she's a former flight attendant. He went up to her at a bar and was like, I'm in love with you. Like, they tell their story here. There's
He said, I'm in love with you.
I think that
Call
they
the
tell
police.
Right. What in this guy? Go to the one where she's in the bandage dress.
Only a guy who was so into a woman would agree to do these TikToks.
That's the thing. It's so weird that he's doing it.
She looks like someone.
How proud I am of my wonderful wife, babe. You're everything to me, and you're the best person in my life. So proud of you.
How
Here's
can
the
this
thing, these
man
aren't-
go out with other men in public?
Right? He has to have no friends.
If someone in Mike's friend group made this video, there would be a separate group chat that was made without them. It would be every single one would be sent in.
It's all I would talk
Or
about.
his
them
friends
for the
are
rest of
so
my life.
lame.
I don't know if he's got friends. I think, and that's the thing. Like, the comments are weirdly positive. They love them, and it seems as though the only way to be a beloved partner as a man is to totally on TikTok.
Okay.
Because TikTok doesn't really like rich people. I mean, like, there's a vibe on
makes
TikTok.
sense.
Not a very pro people with money space.
They should send them to Instagram.
Rich hungry.
Yeah, come on.
That's why they're on. Yeah.
Right. Well, this couple, like, all they talk about is rich things. Like, they're
Yeah, no, I'm
embarrassed.
spotting a
She's
lot
gonna
of
Bottega.
spends.
I
Look at that's her
see-
getting her bag. Look at the bag.
Maybe in Paris. I've always dreamed of owning a Birkin, but I
A
didn't
Birkin.
know it would happen so soon. He literally bought me a Birkin in New York.
I think I
and
saw
went
this
to
one.
Paris and surprised me with it
Did you send me
there.
this?
And
Why
I'm
would he?
getting emotional just talking about it. because it's
She's getting
a
emotional
sweet
talking about her
dream,
Birkin.
And it's the sweetest thing ever, and I don't think I'll ever be over it. I just
These
feel
two are
so-
getting divorced in
And the
5
second
years.
surprise was that he
She's
had
another Birkin.
no other appointment at Hermes in Paris. And if you know,
3.
you know it is so hard to get an appointment. So when we secured the appointment, I was literally in shock.
Secured the appointment.
And I was able to get a Kelly as well. And I have no words. I just feel like the luckiest girl in the world.
Now, if you go to
Wait,
the comments,
do you know how hard it is to get one of those appointments? I don't know how he did it. It's like there's like a
Sammy, this is working for
0.004% chance.
She's commenting.
No. Here's
Amazing.
the thing. No.
Hold on to this one.
No. I'm not, because I'm like, no. I'm like,
You're
how
in
did
for
this
Pookie.
guy get it?
You're jealous.
No,
Well,
I'm skeptical.
fantastically loaded.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I mean,
It
unless
doesn't-
if he's
Oh my
fantastically
God,
loaded.
I
Oh, I
loved
missed
it.
that part. Okay.
He has to be. I mean, it's not like a regular Joe.
This is a good
I just thought they were
comment.
like
This is a good
regular.
comment. Oh my God, I have no words for this level of materialism.
Yeah, it's also just like you
A
do
dream,
have
it's a
words.
fucking bag. People are not
Yeah.
happy. Yay, consumerism. Imagine being that type of person that's only fulfilled by material belongings. Okay, these are pretty negative.
Here's the thing.
I do think that he gets more, and the other ones, he gets a lot more positivity other than the bag one.
The
Okay.
bags are obnoxious, and they're also over because influencers and TikTok have ruined them. So they're not even like
Sammy's
as
a bag
I'm
connoisseur.
a bag person,
Yeah.
and these are like they've ruined the bags.
How'd they ruin them?
Because they made them like
Tacky?
the whole point of like Hermes, Birkins, and Kellys is like that they're hard to get. They will not just sell them to you,
Right.
no matter like. So basically, all these influencers like buy them for like double or triple the price,
So
and they buy a
go
lot
in the
they,
black market,
Yeah.
so to speak. Yeah.
Not even the black market. It's just like Fashion File or like the Real. But they
the third market, the secondary market.
But they
Okay.
pay up and then they brag about and they talk about how they got their bag, and it's like it's so
It's like
It's
the New
gotten
York
gross.
Times writing up Riz.
Right,
it's
over.
worse.
Over.
It's like
Once you hear
worse
about
because you're
Riz.
taking something that's like has like hundreds of like decades of history,
Mm.
and you make it like they make it like
How could they do
Yeah.
this, Hermes?
no, I mean
Right.
I don't care, but it's like
Ruined it.
it's just like it makes it
It's a
look
little
like that,
gross. It's
Yeah.
a little new money-ish.
right?
Oh yeah.
It's a little bit,
It's very
because there is a thing where you didn't know a Birkin unless you knew.
exactly, and now it's like
and now it's I can go Google search Birkin and see what it looks like,
But-
and
But also, she's even still even while she's like revealing, she's actually like not, because like, how did your husband secure you this leather appointment in Paris when the way that people get these appointments is that like 20,000 people will apply every day to get an appointment, and there's like what, like 100 of them, 100 spots.
Really?
Yeah. So the fact that he got this like appointment, she should have, if they were being really transparent and not just bragging, they would have she would have talked about like how he actually got it. Or like, did you just walk in and
Maybe
kind
you
of
wouldn't get it then
schmooze?
if he gave away the secret.
But then you're not being authentic.
Well,
You're being.
and that's the point.
Is their thing authenticity?
I think.
Is that
well,
I
their,
don't know,
is that
but
what they're
they're-
looking to stand for?
But that's kind of like the TikTok promise, is that you're getting this authentic moment.
Raw.
But you're not getting it when you put a video up that you could edit of your husband or whoever he is to her, Jeff, looking at her and
And
going,
it's
Pookie, you're the most beautiful
So
girl
proud
I've
of
ever
you."
seen. I'm so proud of you. For what?
right.
Like,
What
I
she
don't
do?
even know, but like I don't know. I saw a lot of positive stuff to this couple in other videos, and I'm just like, to me, there's also this thing where it's like, a man is to compliment and go
He's an
away.
accessory.
It is very accessorized.
It's like you're a little bit selling out your relationship here
Yes.
when you're using it for all these kind. And then like, same can be said for people who use their kids too, for
right.
that kind of thing. It like cheapens the whole thing the more you show of it in a lot
Right.
of ways.
And when you're saying, I think I'm so proud of you,
Right.
that's supposed to be a very private moment.
What
that
is
you
he
say,
proud for?
Or a
right,
comment
that you say
that's
when you're
like,
proud.
or
it
it's for like
cheapens the proud.
a
the-
huge accomplishment that everyone can identify.
Right.
You know, it's like when you see these, I see exactly what you mean by like it cheapens it, because also it just makes me not really believe you, because if you're turning the camera on to film, everyone knows there's a camera on.
Right.
So
Well,
you're like gonna be like, it's not.
Here's
it just
the thing.
feels like
We've
you're doing it
all-
for the camera.
It's like when you go on TV for the first time, you see how TV's made, and you
Yeah.
go, "Oh,
Yeah.
this kind of ruins a TV show for me a little bit."
Right.
Every time you go on TV, it ruins it a little bit more. You go, "Oh, they told you." The producer came over and said, "Hey, just make that a little bit of a happier way. Say it in a happier way." And you go, "Oh,
Oh,
okay."
it's not real.
So
Not
now
during
it's
this
like in
podcast,
your
right.
head. It's in
We're
your
all
mind.
real.
Now we're all making content. So now TikTok, when you see someone crying on TikTok, that's the one that really like annoys me, because you
I
go,
hate that.
I have sat there and hit with the editing thing with my finger and tried to get to the perfect cut. You did that with tears in your eyes, you didn't have to. You could have
Right.
at any point you
could
could
have
have
just
said,
gone. in a private space
and cry.
Right.
Or like,
This
right,
is a
and if
production.
you really
Yes.
wanted to share it, you could have shared your reflections on your cry.
Right. That's a
Later.
produced
Right.
piece. Hey, but then you go, well, this is raw. And it's like, well, it's not raw because
because you know it's
I
for
know
someone
what
else.
I'm sitting there going, well, I can't get the
Right.
edit.
And then at what point does it become less about what's happening and more about the way you want what's happening to be perceived by
Right.
others?
I think
You
that
want
people
the
like who
report
post
on
like
your
that,
video.
Yes.
People who post like that can't even tell the difference anymore. I think that people who post like everything they do, those people cannot even tell which things they're doing for their life and which things they're doing
that's the
that will
Lost-
be content and that like the life is like not actually leading
that's
the
when
content.
you've lost touch with
I
like
think
reality.
I think we have a lot of that.
Well, let's get in touch with reality.
Wait, can I just ask your opinion on one
Please.
thing and one TikTok trend? I'm not going to get up and do it, but like, you know, when like girls do,
Please do.
You want me to?
Yes, please
can
do,
they can they
yes.
see?
Yeah,
okay,
come
hold
on,
on.
we're on
It's-
YouTube.
I've never
Yeah.
done it before.
What's the point of being on YouTube if you can't?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sammy's
yeah.
performing tonight, so she's in a.
Okay. Yeah.
And like people are like
Okay.
Yes.
the foot pop.
Not happy about it.
Talk about the foot pop and why it's like
So the way it was told to me, the foot pop that they do, so they'll back up from the camera, they'll pop a foot. The way I understood it as a man watching women was that this is being done to show what the shoes look like.
you can't see what the shoes look like. They go 2 seconds.
Well, I think it's like
That's
more
not
of
showing the shoe.
Okay.
well,
Maybe it's
fair.
to be like cute and dainty.
Okay, but like you actually
there is a daintiness to it. I do see someone
yes,
do
it is
the
because
foot
of
pop,
that. It is that.
and I go, and I as a man, my animalistic self, I go,
cute.
cute.
But you know
Dude,
what?
I can't avoid the cuteness. The dopamine hit I get from
Dainty.
it. Not happy to be a part
Yeah.
of the problem, but I am
like
a
the
part of the
foot
problem.
pop.
The foot
Okay.
pop looks good. When I see it, I'm there for it. I'm gonna wait for the end of it. I thought
For them
it
to
was
walk
just-
back
I
up to
thought-
the camera.
Well,
It's
I
almost
do-
like trying to show a little humility, almost like.
right.
But it's not because you're making this fucking video about your clothing.
See, I always
I
thought
know, but
it
you're
worked.
like it's more raw that way because you're going up to press play. And
Here's the
then
thing,
Right.
but here's the
That's-
thing: it's not because everyone is doing it. I think everyone's gonna look at these like the
It's like the
sorority
Get Ready
squad.
With Me videos.
They're gonna look at this as like they're gonna be like, I can't believe we did the foot pop, and it's
Well-
like this. I did the sorority squat in the arm, and it's like that's how people are gonna look at it. Like the
At some
skinny
point,
arm.
I think everything ages badly.
Yeah. I mean,
I
Everything.
mean, the Get Ready With Me videos are going to be like completely laughed at.
Right.
Honestly, Get Ready With Me videos like make more sense to me if it wasn't like everyone doing them and saying dumb shit.
I have a question.
You're saying smart
the
shit.
Get Ready With Me videos make sense when someone's like, here's the products I use. I can understand for a woman who takes,
Sure.
we've talked about it. There's a lot of time and effort put into getting ready. So I can understand where
But I
it's
don't
like,
think they're usually.
here's-
Aren't they usually for stories?
well, that's
But
the
other-
problem.
That's
Where
why.
it goes off a cliff for me. Because
Right.
when someone's there, there's a reason for it, in my opinion, as an outsider who doesn't take a long time to get ready. I watch a woman getting ready and I go, well, she might be showing a process that's behind closed doors. It's in a bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you do something in an order that could help someone do
Sure,
it in a
if it's
certain
for
order.
skincare.
If
makes
that's
sense.
not why
skincare,
they're doing that.
makeup application, I can understand someone, maybe they grew up with, I mean, this is to make it
They grew up
dark,
with acne.
without a mom
Oh.
who didn't get to
Oh,
show
you're
them,
like
and they do
showing
it a
someone
certain
else.
way,
Okay, yeah.
and I can understand how there's
Right. If
there's
it's about the
benefit.
product.
But that's when it was
sure.
like
Right.
makeup.
The minute
But-
you get into story time, it's like I mean, listen, we're saying this on a podcast where we hope people care about our thoughts, but there is a moment where you go, I didn't come here for fucking this. You know,
Yeah.
if you are great at applying makeup for a certain face structure, acne, whatever it may be, then you get in the land of, let me tell you. And it's like, we have misunderstood why we all came here to begin with. It's
Well, I
like,
think the
it's like
real
the musician telling you their political platform in the middle of their concert. What the fuck are we doing here?
It's like if you listen to
Why
the
are
songs,
music?
and
I don't
they-
understand why would someone tell a story while putting on the
Can
makeup?
I tell you why
Yeah.
the real reason I think people do it is because they're not makeup influencers. They're just people. They're just lifestyle influencers. And I think what basically people are doing is that it's uncomfortable. If I've tried to, you do it all the time. Recording and staring at yourself while you're like trying to like make a point can get very uncomfortable. And I think a lot of times people are insecure and they feel uncomfortable just saying what they're saying with their whole chest, looking the camera in the eye. And so there's something very comforting, and there's something very comforting about like looking at yourself and doing this thing while you're speaking. It's almost like you don't have to like own what you're saying as much.
Well, you also, I mean, I have a
makes
process.
sense.
When I put
Yeah.
out like a video of me talking to the camera, I either like right away know what I want to say, like I
Yeah.
have a point, or I've tweeted it gotten a response to the tweet, been like, oh, this is something here that people enjoyed. And now I'm going to reproduce it as a video.
Well, you've been talking to the camera.
I think a lot of these people are freestyling and they think, let me put out more.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And then that is better than taking the chance of less.
Good. Less vulnerable.
It's less vulnerable.
You've been talking to the camera since these people were in like middle school. They might still be in middle school. So like you know what I mean? Like the talking to the camera existed as a thing people did. We all have done it before the get ready with me's.
Of course, but the get ready with me is it's a front. It's a Trojan horse.
Yes.
Before we're gonna go to the mailbag, why do people put their hand behind the product?
So you can see what it is.
But I can see it. Do people have trouble seeing the product?
Changes the background.
It's
it
just
does.
like it's
you have
like
to put
the
your hand
foot
behind the
pop.
cream.
It's like
the foot pop is cute. It is a little.
It's TikTok.
But here's what I always thought about the foot pop. I thought it was accepted by women because it was to show the shoes. And it's done for men because it's a little prissy and cute.
Here's the thing. It started to really be showing the shoes.
Anti-woman a little bit.
But it started to be showing the shoes. It started that people would actually like show their shoe. And then it evolved just into boop.
It's Betty Boop.
It's a boop.
Yeah.
Mailbag.
Sydney Sweeney. She's a great boop foot pop.
We're going to get to Sydney Sweeney after the break. Jared, an esteemed guest. All the feathers. I'm writing because I'm confused about my current situationship status. 7 months ago, I went on a Bumble date with a very attractive man. We met at a bar, and though he was as hot as I'd expected from his photos, he was unfortunately rather boring. After the date, he hit me up a few times though through text and Instagram, asking to see me again. I didn't totally ghost him. I never followed through on plans with him because I figured there was no potential. I didn't see him for a few months, and over that time, what I had declared as my commitment to dating intentionally culminated in the worst dry spell of my life. Fed up and horny, I decided to booty call boring Bumble man late one night, a pattern which continued for 2 months. The sex is hot. But what's more is that as we've been casually hanging out over drinks and hookup, he has started to show more of his personality. And he's more interesting than I had originally thought. This is our own rom-com.
Of course.
I now find myself wanting to get to know him more seriously, but I'm worried my behavior early on has sabotaged that possibility. It bothers me that he doesn't text me after we hang out. He replies to my stories on Instagram, but it's not the kind of communication I would expect from a guy trying to get to know me seriously. I know I was the one who initiated the casual dynamic. However, I was hopeful we might start to take things out of booty call territory after we went on an actual date this week, he asked. I feel that the date went well, but it's been 2 days and I still haven't had any follow-up from him. This is typical of our old pattern, which I was hoping a real date would change. Is he protecting his ego, or am I relegated to fuck buddy status due to my actions early on? Would love your sage male perspective on this. Sincerely, booty calling for help. What do we think?
All right. Well, I would say
you guys are the experts.
He's not protecting his ego.
No,
let's toss that one.
Toss it out. Yeah.
Right. We're gonna throw that one out.
Protect what ego? The ego of like, I won't go out with someone who saw me as a.
Right.
Also, she didn't say that to him.
A fuck? What?
She didn't say that to him.
No,
it doesn't
right.
sound like.
Right. I mean, here's the thing. This is a great opportunity to offer some communication about what you'd like. Just because you have been acting a certain way doesn't mean you're not allowed to change your mind and want something more.
Absolutely. And here's the thing. You got to risk losing it.
Yes, that's the thing.
That's everything has consequences. Every decision means that more decisions will be made. And in this scenario, it is, I don't think this should be my story page if you guys get married, I don't think this is
a little underwhelming.
Right.
Yeah, but honest.
This would be very honest. At first, I didn't like his personality, but he was hot. Like, I think most people would take that.
Then I had a dry spell. I got lonely.
Right.
I texted him.
And then I learned he was a gentle butterfly.
That'll sound great at the vows.
Right.
I mean, I was going to say, like, it's time for a reveal, as you guys would say.
Absolutely.
It's time for a reveal and
like.
to put it out there. I don't think, based on, like, her overall vibe around this, I don't think if she loses it, I don't think she's going to be, I think she'll get over it.
I think she'll get over it.
Yeah.
It'll sting.
It seems like a low risk reveal they go.
And there's a NFL GM. He has a podcast, Michael Lombardi. He has a great saying: "Don't confuse hope for a plan." And in this scenario, she has confused hope for a plan. I feel like the date went well, but it's been 2 days, and it hadn't any. This is typical. I was hoping a real date would change this scenario. Well, you hoped, and it didn't work. And yeah, we all hope.
What happened on the date?
Now she has to change the scenario.
Can we get more information on the date?
I don't think it matters.
It doesn't matter. He asked. They went out. They had a good time. They fucked. And now they're sitting in the same spot she was in before, and she thought it was going to be maybe different. And
I have a feeling this whole time this guy's just like doing everything. He's having fun with everyone. That's why he didn't care if you ghosted him. He doesn't care if you come back. He'll take you on a date. He won't.
Right.
That's why it seems like he just,
Well, from his perspective, I would think like, and I'll say this, this isn't a nice thing to hear, but like a lot of guys are just floating.
That's right. That's what I mean.
Right. Like,
take what he can get.
It's not really personal to you. It's not like,
feels personal.
I can understand it feels personal. It's like, maybe this is how he is no matter how you dated him.
Well, here's the thing. She has to make it personal.
Right.
When we go out and I don't hear from you for a couple of days, I don't feel good.
Right.
What are we?
Yeah.
I think you have to acknowledge, though, he's not evil for how this is played out.
No.
Hey,
I'm not saying she should say you're a piece of shit because you didn't text me. But
right.
Right.
That's okay.
We've been hanging out for a while. I had fun on our date. I'd like to go on more dates.
And
it doesn't matter.
Him? I'm just because like he's gotten like he could be floating, he could be not. You could be floating but a little interested, floating but leaning disinterested. It's not like she put it out there and he ignored. He's kind of like it seems like he's matching what's been her energy most of this time.
This is a good point you bring up because we can't know what the thoughts are in his head. We
Right.
can get close to him. Here's what she has to look at herself as: a store. Okay. You're a storefront. You used to take.
You're
people,
an LLC.
You're an LLC. You used to take. You're a supermarket.
Yeah.
You used to take everyone in from 11 in the morning until 7 at night. Well, the supermarket's rules have changed. We're going to do a different. We're a different business now. We now want to tend to a morning customer, and we're not going to really worry about the 7 p.m. customers. So like, and that's what treat it that way, so it becomes less personal. So I would go to him and be like,
free trial's up.
The free trial's up. The store hours have changed.
Yes.
You used to, listen, I had a great time meeting up with you. I had a great time on our date. I got to let you know some things have changed on my end. I'm looking to date someone. That someone right now is you. I'm enjoying getting to know you. You are the one.
Yes.
I like getting to know you. And for that reason, I would like to keep getting to know you on more dates. But that does mean that our late night policies have changed, and we are not accepting late night texts and no texts after a date that make me feel kind of shitty.
It's totally okay if you're not interested in that.
Totally okay.
We'll go our separate ways.
You might have to go to a new market.
Yes, but you have to be willing to take the loss, like you said. That's the important part of it, because people sometimes do that, and then they get a little lonely, and they're like, "Well, being with that warm body felt better than nothing than being alone." And so you go back to that, and that's how you wind up in this vicious situation.
And then someone goes, "Oh, the store's still open at 7 p.m.
Right.
I'll keep shopping
Surprise.
there." Yeah, there we go. We're going over to Patreon. We have a movie review. Oh, is this in Patreon? Oh.
We're encouraging people to do YT YouTube comments. So we're doing a quick one, and then we're going to Patreon.
Okay. So let's do a luxury lounge complaint. We're going to do a quick one because we want people to. This is straight from YouTube comments. So if you have a luxury lounge, these are complaints. No one can get mad at you for these complaints. Complain about anything you'd like. Comment on the YouTube channel on the video. We'll get to it the next week. So comment on this YouTube video with your luxury complaint. We will get to it next week. This is from YouTube from last week. Okay?
Okay.
I have received a candle from people I know who, for whatever reason, default to this item, and from people who don't know me as well, which just feel so thoughtless. Can we please stop giving candles as gifts? I cannot even burn through them until the next holiday. Jesus, take the wheel. I cannot receive one more candle. What do you think of candles as gifts?
I could not disagree more with this sentiment.
What? You're in the luxury lounge.
I love candles
as a
gifts.
gift.
I love candles as gifts. I give them as gifts. I'm actually upset that I have not gotten more.
I almost
expensive
bought
candles.
Jordana.
Really?
I almost bought you like a really, really expensive.
Well, you
candle.
bought me a very thoughtful gift.
But also it was less expensive than the candle. That's part of why. Because the candle I was looking at for you was like $400. And I'm just like, I'm
Wow.
sorry, I'm not gonna.
$400 candle.
That's crazy.
Diptyque 5 wick.
Diptyque 5 wick.
See,
That
that's
is
what you want as the gift.
That is like the ultimate.
That was too
I
expensive.
love
a
a candle.
Diptyque candle. I once lit a woman I was dating's Diptyque candle. You would have thought that I lit her.
Set off
pussy
the bomb.
fire.
Just on your
Like,
own? You took the
I
initiative?
literally what?
Like after you went to the bathroom?
No, I like. It was this big surprise. She was coming home. It was her birthday. I was like, I went around the whole apartment. I was like, oh, let me get
That's
this
so
place.
nice.
You're trying to
lit
make it
up.
great.
Right.
And then walked in. You
Those
lit
aren't
the
for
good
lighting.
candles.
Why not? What else
She didn't
are
want
they
you to
for?
waste the good.
I
There
don't
is
know
a
what-
sense when it's
when
when the
would they be
candle
lit?
is $400. You're like, it's like, are you sponge worthy?
Right. Well,
You
when
know?
do you light that candle? $400 candle.
You have to
when
light
you
it
have company.
sometimes.
When you want it to smell really well, it's like how rich
For
are you?
other
How rich
people.
are you?
Okay.
That determines
Right.
when you
No.
light that
I've
candle.
gotten like a
We're
big
lighting money
candle.
on fire. Literally.
Okay, put it this way. I've gotten a big candle. I got a big candle for our wedding. It was like probably like a $300 candle. We still have it 4 years later. It's not done yet. And we use it. Like I use it pretty frequently.
Yeah.
Whenever
You can,
I-
it'll
use it,
last.
yeah.
It'll
Whenever
last.
someone
You
says-
can buy another one.
Yeah.
Whenever
Also,
I-
it'll last.
Whenever someone says they spent a lot of money on a candle, all I think about are the candle people who make the candles, who are laughing while counting their money.
Oh,
Going,
yeah.
"Can
I
you
mean, the
believe-"
markup.
You mean the
The
candle
markup.
owners? Not the candle
you have to think
No,
of
the
it-
candle makers.
Yeah.
You have to think of it as art.
No.
Like buying
Yeah.
an art piece.
That
for your
is-
home.
Look at it like a vase.
If a candle maker considered themselves an artist, I would laugh.
It's not
right
about the
in their
candle.
Can I
face
show you
It's
a
about
beautiful
the vessel
candle?
that the candle comes in. That's
Right.
artistic.
Jared, can I show you
it
an
has-
artistic candle?
Have like a,
I
it's like,
under-
you know, instead of buying a lovely vase like you said, or like a
vase.
So
Yeah, or
it's a
it's
centerpiece.
decorative,
So
yeah.
you have to think of it in
Well,
the
that's why
same
they don't want you
terms.
Consider
lighting
it like a vase, and
Right.
lighting it is like putting flowers in it. That's something think of it like a decorative item that can have use.
I guess you can
Here's the thing.
reflower it
I
without
disagree
spending money on
with
flowers every time. Yeah.
I don't know if I disagree with her point because I don't know what kind of candle she's getting. I don't know how much room she has for the candles.
Well, I'm saying if you're gonna give someone a candle, it's got to be over $100. This has to be like a
$100
Oh,
at
yeah.
least.
It's not like a Yankee candle.
If you're giving if people are coming in with like apple cinnamon Yankee,
that's what I
candle,
think
No.
she might be
You've
getting.
wasted
I
our
think
time.
she's getting
that.
that.
I agree. Fine. I would not like that.
Right.
But I think expensive candle, you can't go wrong. And I'm all about
Wow.
the high utility gifts.
Okay.
Wait, please look at the. You're telling me this candle maker
Send
is.
us
Would you be
the
upset
video.
Look
if
at
you got a
these
candle?
candles. These are shaped like busts of Marie Antoinette and Louis XVI. These are
cool.
Send
candles.
this to V so
Yeah.
that we know.
How do I?
Would you be
oh,
upset
yeah.
if you got a candle?
I
gonna
don't
do
want
that,
a
yeah.
Marie Antoinette bust.
You
candle.
don't.
I
But
But,
you want
okay,
like a diptyque
Imagine
candle?
it was a Tom Brady candle.
or like a whatever the
I
masculine
take a
version
Tom
of
Brady
that is.
bust candle.
Okay.
I
See?
no the diptyque.
Try it.
I just
Got you.
here's the thing.
It's like if being rich had a smell, that's what a nice expensive.
I have to be able to
candle
light it without someone looking at me as if I just sent a kid to the wrong college.
Well, that's-
like
here's
I
the
can't
thing.
have the disappointment that's associated with
That
the
is
candle.
the person's problem,
Right.
not the candle's problem.
These candles of busts are crazy.
Wow.
Why are they?
How much are
These
they?
Well, they're
are
from France.
really-
It's a French.
that
It's
is
a French
art.
company.
That's
See,
art.
it is art. That's art.
The Napoleon Bonaparte one.
Are you supposed to light
can't
it?
believe
Yeah.
these
What
are
happens
ones
if the person's head is all?
Why
I
is there a
honestly think that's
Napoleon
the
one?
look.
He murdered people. Wasn't he like a bad
So
guy?
did Louis the others, whatever. I mean, it's
Everyone murdered someone.
Yeah.
anyone
I guess.
whose
Those were
name
the
you
days.
know
We've
historically
all-
is a murderer.
Right.
Kind of.
fair.
I think okay, here's my thought. Like that's cool. Here's my thought on this. This
They're a
I mean
little
this is like a 100-year-old candle company in France. So this guy's making art. But
Here's who I think of when
You
I
have
think of
to
the
use
candles.
your candle.
Here's who I think of, and I'm sorry I think this way.
That's okay. We can disagree.
I'm not trying to talk shit,
that's okay.
but I think of Ali Shapiro selling candles, and I think of like an already
She
rich
Kells, yes.
person making
Market,
more
right.
money based off of a social media following where they're doing the markup of a candle which costs 7 cents to make.
It's a scam. I agree.
It's a total scam.
Yeah.
Like to get in the candle
But I
industry
like
is
them.
like, listen,
that
again,
I
there's,
like.
there's a market. So I'm not denying
Yeah.
something is worth whatever someone will pay for it. That is the reality of life.
Right.
Yep.
Okay. So if they can get away with charging $50 for the housewives smell, I can't really get mad at that.
Right.
I can think, for my personal preference, it is hard for me to spend the money on that, knowing that like Rob Kardashian is like
candle, right.
making money.
Well,
like every candle company to me
they
is
don't have
started by
candles.
someone
You
who's
weren't-
already rich and doing fine and didn't need the candle
It's
money.
kind of like cologne. If you were like worn.
I'm a cologne guy now. I've actually evolved into a cologne guy.
That's very, older established gentleman.
Right. Thank you.
The old, like the with cologne, it's the same thing as candles. The thing you put it in costs more than the actual thing inside.
That is understandable. I'm okay with that finance, but there's something hard for me. It's the person I put behind the candle.
Right.
That's tough for me to get over, and that's not right on me.
You're
thinking of like the nice candles.
I'm thinking the only one that can get into the
Yankee
candle.
Doodle candle is not like
that's a big
like
candle. That's a candle corporation.
They're making more money than any of them making candles. They're selling the most candles.
Right.
Yeah.
They're the insurance company. I'm just saying, like, to me, the only mom and pop that's in certain industries right now are mom and pop Estee Lauder. Like, their last name means something in another. Like, it does feel like, and that's a problem with the income inequality in the country. I do. And like, I'm a part of that a little bit. Like, I have.
Well, you're born into where you're born into.
Right. It's okay to be skeptical of the candle entrepreneurs.
Right. Like,
you gotta be discerning candle buyer. I wouldn't buy an expensive candle from her. I would buy an established, again,
Diptyque.
Like it has, Diptyque. What's the other one?
If you want to complain with us, Tom Malone,
Voluspa,
Tom Malone.
There's so many.
Joe Malone.
Joe Malone's a good one.
Joe Malone. Okay, we're going to continue our complaining on Patreon. We're heading to Patreon now. Be sure to watch the rest of this episode. Patreon.com/Jared Freid. It's $5 a month. It gets you the end of every episode. It also gets you extra podcasts. I do Coffee with JTrain every other week or so. I tell some stories. Right now, there's a 45-minute. There's probably more than just a 45-minute episode. I probably taped another one by now. I was going to talk on Coffee with JTrain about the Taylor Tomlinson doing the ick or not an ick thing on Colbert. I'll do a podcast about that. So patreon.com/Jared Freid. And join us on Patreon. And there's also video.